When you think about November, what do you think about? Thanksgiving, the NFL, college football, the end of the regular season, rivalry games. Do you think about the Emirates Cup? Probably not, but we're going to talk about the Emirates Cup in the NBA, the in-season tournament today. Mark Zinno and I, 3 bets for Tuesday's action in these games, Mark. Get fired up. You
No,
don't seem fired up.
no. I was dead wrong on the first half under last night. That wasn't fun. So apologies to all who have tailed. That was bad. We got Tyreek Hill right. That was good.
Show best bet?
I'm not having any fun anymore. This is not fun. This has not been a fun 72 hours for me at all. Not at all. Not good.
What about when we talk? Nothing. I mean, you've said funny things to me at least. I mean, you're entertaining.
Yeah, I know. We are entertaining. But yeah, man, that's after scoring a
Tough one,
touchdown
yeah.
in 2 minutes and 59 seconds last night, I thought, wow, I might be right on this. Then I watched these two teams just fumble around and fudge everything up to just give the ball back to each other 18 times in the first half, and nobody decided to put up any damn points. Okay, feel a little bit better
Yep.
now. Not much. Let's
They
go talk
literally
about
did fumble around. All right, yes, that was yesterday. Just 1 and 2 on the
talk
show
about
yesterday. I lost my
NBA
half of the double play. Yes, we are talking the Emirates Cup, Mark
It's a
Zinno. I
stupid
know one
name.
of Joe Ranieri's favorite. Well, somebody paid a lot of money to sponsor the thing. What do you want me to do
Emirates,
about it? Okay.
United Arab
Yes.
Emirates.
No, I think it's the airline. I'm assuming.
Oh, I've met some terrorists from UAE.
Okay, we're not going to get into that right now. Okay,
Oh,
we're going to get into the NBA is what we're going to get into. Okay, we don't need to get into global politics. Oh boy, here we go on a Tuesday. Now you
kind of
speak. Now I'll
really
tell you
scary.
what. I'll tell you what. You talk about what's the word I'm looking for?
What are
I
we
don't
going to
know.
talk about?
Bad. But I don't. You've thrown me off. You talk about bad. The Milwaukee Bucks, Mark Zinno.
Oh yeah.
That their defense or lack thereof it has been appalling, quite
Mm,
frankly. And they
yes.
are laying 7.5 to the Toronto Raptors, Canada's only
Yep.
team. You think taking the points in this one is good for your half of the double play?
Yeah. Well, look, the Bucks are 2-8 overall. They're 3-7 against the number. And my feeling is that the market is just a little slow to react to this current installment of the Milwaukee Bucks. The 2 games they covered were a 124-109 win at Philadelphia and a 123-100 win against Utah. Philadelphia in the opener didn't have Joel Embiid. Clearly, they were a banged up team. Did Paul George even play in that game? I don't remember. Nonetheless, so take care of Philadelphia, and they beat up on a bad Jazz team. I just don't see where this team should be laying 7.5 points. I don't think the market is corrected on it. They lost outright to Chicago. They lost outright to Brooklyn. They lost outright to Memphis. They got beat up really badly by the Knicks, and they just lost to the Celtics. I didn't. Again, there's nothing really redeeming about Toronto. I'll sit here and say that there really isn't. There's not a lot of reasons to like Toronto, who is also 2-8 this year, but they are 8-2 against the number. So them getting 7.5 here, again, and the average line that they've been facing, they've been an underdog in every single game this year. Every single game they've been an underdog. But that 7.5, 8 is kind of where they are. The smallest underdog they were was the season opener against Philly, where it was 5. Last week against the Clippers, it was a 6-point spread that they were an underdog by. But everything else has been 7 and above. So we're right in that spot right here. I don't believe that Milwaukee should be this big of a favorite, given what they are. There's no Dame Lillard, so that the offense is going to take a hit. Their defense may be a little bit better without him, but no Dame Lillard for this contest. So I think Toronto can keep this thing within 7.5.
All right, smash that like button if you're rolling with Zinno there with the Raptors plus the points. For those keeping score at home, that is a Group B matchup here in the Emirates Cup. Group B, Mark. And we're going to stay in
I saying
Group
this whole
B.
tournament is BS. That'd be
Well,
this
that's
whole tournament.
certainly one way to do it. I mean,
Exactly.
okay, certainly the peanut gallery is chiming in with its thoughts here.
This is
Let me
stupid.
talk. I'll tell you what. Well, hold on. All right. We're giving the people plays they want to hear. All right, let's go with this here.
Yeah,
What they
but you could
should
just
care
make it a
about.
regular season game. You don't have to have a stupid cup.
It's a cup. Write it off.
It's an athletic
Anyway,
supporter.
let
Anyway,
let's talk about another Group B matchup. The Pistons and the Heat. By the way, you talk about Milwaukee and how the odds makers are maybe a little slow to catch up to how bad they are. Milwaukee is actually the favorite to win Group B in the Eastern Conference. It's a group that includes not just the Raptors, who you talked about, not just the two teams I'm going to talk about, the Heat and Pistons, but also the Pacers. I don't agree with that. I don't know who would bet Milwaukee to win the group. I'll tell you who you should bet tonight and maybe to win this group. The Detroit Pistons, a team that will care. Mark, I think when handicapping this cup, the Emirates Cup, in all seriousness, sometimes for lesser teams like the Pistons, who are improved, by the way, this year, you have to think like this is their chance to do something this year, right? That winning the cup would be a big deal for the Pistons. Not saying they're going to, but I think they're going to show up and play hard in these games. And they're facing a Miami team here. This is a chance to, and they have a long losing streak to Miami. Obviously, the Pistons have a lot of long losing streaks against a lot of teams, but going back to the end of the 2022-2023 season, the Pistons have lost 7 straight times to the Heat. That includes a game very early in the season. It might have been the season opener. In fact, 106-98, they lost to them. It was one of the first games. But you look now, the Heat don't have Jimmy Butler, okay? They did win their first game without Butler at Minnesota, surprisingly enough, by 1 point as 7.5-point underdogs. But they were down late in that game. Minnesota just played terribly. So I actually think that's given us some value here. I don't think Miami should be favored in this situation. Let's look at the early line movement. It is trending in the direction of the Pistons. I would not be surprised if Detroit, by tip-off, is a favorite here. I like the Pistons against the Heat tonight for my half of the double play. It is, of course, Tuesday, Mark, which means $5 plays at WagerTalk.com.
oh yeah,
And I know you have a big one on tap on your page.
yeah, 5% play college football for my $5 play. Second time this year that we've done it. We hit our first 5% play with Iowa back in the beginning of October. And again, we are 5 of our last 6 on these $5 Tuesday college football plays. The only one we missed was Army because Bryson Daly was ruled out the morning of, and we never know how that would have worked out. So nonetheless, still 5 of the last 6 is a really good run on these Tuesday plays for $5. I've been staying in college football with them all week long, getting a good read early. So we're doing it again here. This time our second 5% best bet on a $5 Tuesday. So jump in and get it now for only $5. Yeah. That's a good deal. That's a good
It is
deal.
a great deal. It will, for $5, you could also get my 4% best bet that's available on my page. College football has been great this year. Now stop it, okay? Just stop it. I was 5-1 last week in college football, 50-23 my last 73 plays. I wasn't going to mention the number. I wasn't going to mention the number one part because you're always giving me such a hard time, but it is true. Clients up a whopping 89.5 units of profit during this 15-23 run, Mark.
All
right. Now,
you know how ridiculous you sound? Like, that is the most ridiculous thing in our industry. My clients are up 80 units. Like, you sound moronic. No financial advisor turns around and tells everybody, my clients, they're up 80% on all of their stocks. It's a douchebag phrase. Do something different. Say something better. Just give me your
financial advisor.
Tell me how much you win.
Financial advisor.
Yes.
I told you. 15-23.
My clients are all up 65%. It's a ridiculous way to phrase things. First of all, you assume
my promo here.
I understand. I listen. This is the best part of this show is when I step on your promo. Everybody knows you're good. I keep telling everybody. Everybody knows you're good. We know you're good at this. We know you know what you're doing. Follow Bryan Power, WT.buzz/BP, and buy his stuff. Good. That's a promotion. It's over. Now, this all assumes that everybody bets the exact same way. That's not true. That's not what happens. It's just not. It's not what it does. I mean, do you think everybody who buys our plays, if we have like a 3-unit play, a 4-unit, like, do they all do it the same. No, I don't think that's what people do at all.
Look, I'm employed by WagerTalk.com. We have a rating system. I'm going by that. All right. Anyway, by the way, do I mention I'm
It's
11?
such a
There we
show.
go.
It's
How
such a
about
show.
units? How about units? How about units? How about Tokyo
Speaking of
Brandon? He's up
units,
some units.
speaking of
Okay,
units,
now stop it. That was
that guy
uncalled
is
for,
never,
and I set you
that
up.
guy has never been down a unit according to him in his life
Well,
ever.
I don't know. He had a very good baseball season, and he wants to connect. Maybe we can get ready for the 2025 season. I'm getting on board with Tokyo Brandon. I've won 4 of my last 5 $5 plays as well. Similar to you, Mark. All right. That's your promotion part of the program. The
Well,
bottom
that
line is
sucks.
this. We're doing
Just buy
well.
our picks. Shut up. Yeah. I mean, listen, the show is successful. We give out winners. Every now and then we do the client thing for winners as well. Well, Brian does it more than I do, but neither here nor there. So, yeah, WT.buzz/MZ. He's /BP. Just, hang out with the coolest cats at Wager Talk. That's us.
That's pretty much right. Okay, let's talk about our show best bet because
Oh,
let me tell
boy.
you something. 2 plays in the Emirates Cup was not enough. Let's make it 3. You and
Stop
I
calling
were
it the Emirates
perusing.
Cup. Just say the NBA.
No, I'm not going to do that. By the way, I can't wait to bowl season when I say every sponsor for every bowl game just to piss you off. Anyway, we were perusing the odds screen, the Wager Talk odds screen, and we were taken aback by the fact that Golden State is only -2.5 at home against Dallas. I quickly Googled to make sure Steph Curry had not been kidnapped or something of that nature. He has not been. He is okay. He will face former teammate and splash brother Klay Thompson tonight as Dallas comes calling to the Bay Area. Zinno, we're not overthinking this one. We just think this number's too short. Give us the dubs. -2.5 at home.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll even put it on the money line just to cover your rear end and not have to deal with the extra sweat if this thing is closer than we expect.
Oh,
But couple things here. Not that revenge really matters in the NBA kind of deal, but the Mavs did sweep the season series last year. Not only that, you're talking about a Warriors team that's 8-2 straight up NATS. And speaking of slow market correction, I don't think odds makers have gotten there yet on how good Golden State is. Number 2 in offensive and defensive efficiency. This is going up against a Dallas team that isn't all that great. 24th in defensive efficiency, 23rd in rebounding. The offense is nothing to get excited about, very middle of the road. And this is a Warriors team that's coming home after 5 straight road games where the only loss they took was to the still undefeated Cleveland Cavaliers. So, yeah, this is a game that's kind of, I know it's a personal game for Klay Thompson, but guess what? Klay Thompson hasn't really been like lighting it on fire to start
no.
the NBA season for the Dallas Mavericks. There's not like a lot there to, again, this is not a Mavericks team that is shooting the ball all that well. By the way, I mean, Luka's day to day, we assume he's going to play. And Kyrie Irving's coming off of a 43-point performance, so a little regression to the mean here. But Klay Thompson's averaging just 13 points a game. Like there's nothing really all that exciting here. And his 3-point shooting percentage is 35%. It's not that great. So
No.
I'm not going to get excited about Klay Thompson coming back here at all. For me, this is just more about Golden State being a better team, playing better basketball right now, and them having a chance and an opportunity to get back home after a 5-game road trip. I like them here. I'd do the money line just to cover your keister, but 2.5 is short enough for me to lay it as well.
Yeah, you talk about Dallas being maybe a little overvalued. I think that stems from obviously the run to the finals last year. Are they a top 6 team in the West? Yeah, sure. But I think Golden State is clearly the second best team in that conference behind Oklahoma City. And they're closer to Oklahoma City than they are the
Even
rest
Phoenix.
of the field. Yeah, and Phoenix is up there too, but they've been winning a little close. But
Yeah,
Phoenix will be a top
I
3
know.
team. I agree.
Their regression is coming for them now, that especially with Durant
Durant
going
being
out.
hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
All right. Well, comment down below with your favorite plays
hey,
in
you
the
know what we did today?
in-season tournament,
You know what
which
we
is
didn't
also
do
known as
today?
the Emirates Cup.
We didn't dive into the very big college basketball board, and like look for some random play that
Oh,
nobody has seen. So I'm just going to give it out
okay.
now as an extra. I'm going to give it out
Okay.
now as an extra. Are you ready for this? You're going to love this.
I,
I mean, this is one of these games where Brian Power looks at me and says, "I didn't expect you to say what you just said." Are you ready? We're going to check out
I was born ready.
Binghamton playing Fordham. Are you familiar with Binghamton and Fordham at all?
Yes. When I was 18 years old, I had the Fordham FU hat. I don't ever want to discuss that again.
Well, yeah, there you go. Yes, FU. How nice of you. Very, very articulate, and you're such a well-read and well-versed man. But here we go. Ready? Fordham is coming off an upset win on the road at Seton Hall. Okay? They just took out Seton Hall, all teams. A little northeast thing. Fordham is like in near the Bronx, and Seton Hall right there in Jersey. So they're coming off this upset road win by a point. Probably more of an indictment of how bad Seton Hall is at this point in time. But they're laying 12.5 at home to Binghamton. Now, Binghamton isn't good either. So this isn't a game you want to try to seek out and watch online. But the Fordham Rams, last year ranked 288th in scoring, in points scored per possession, and 341st in field goal shooting percentage. They're only scoring 58 points per game. So unless they plan on holding Binghamton to 40, little nod here to Binghamton to cover the 12.5. So just a little pizza bet on the side for a little fun.
Okay.
Okay. You have
so in addition,
you might be able to watch this game, but there's not any reason to. Just check the score at about 9:30. You'll be good to go.
Okay. So in addition to the 3 NBA plays, the official plays we have on the Morning Wager, Mark Zinno has gone rogue and giving you Binghamton against Fordham. Binghamton is the alma mater of Tony Kornheiser. Pardon the interruption, by the way.
Really? The Bearcats.
Why would I make that up?
I don't know.
Binghamton. Fordham. Some other things I'm learning about Binghamton that I'm not going to get into right now. Anyway, that is going to do it for the show. Please comment down below with your favorite bets. Smash that like button if you already haven't done it. We have given you so many reasons to smash that like button. If you haven't done it, I think something's wrong with your keyboard or mouse or whatever. Smartphone.
I actually finally learned all the words to this song. Watch my winnings grow. Yep.
Subscribe.
Tickets.
I do not have your back, apparently.
No.
Let's cash some tickets, everybody.